What if you wanted to buy something, say oil? You wanted to buy oil? Definitely, oil is not even a single drop of oil is there in your house, and you need to buy oil for sure. Even if coffee is not available, sugar is not available, you're okay with it, but you definitely want oil. So you want oil to be pushed to the first part of the list. So how would you do that? There is a method available for that as well. That is called as insert method. That is, you insert at the given position. You can specify at which position you need to insert the item. So let me say bread is needed for me, then I want oil. So, and please note that the indexing starts from 0. This is what is called as indexing. So I'll demonstrate that first. Then let us go into this thing of inserting the items at some specific positions. Okay. So if I would say shopping of 1, this is what you call as an index. At this list shopping at index 1, what is the element present? So index is something like a position holder, something like that. So by saying 1, what do you expect? Do you expect bread would be printed? Right? Let us see what happens. See, coffee is taken. That is the second item. I had asked 1. It's printing the second item instead of the first item. So let me try 0. Shopping of 0. Let me try. See, it is now showing the first item, bread. So what do you understand from this? Computers count in a different way. Exactly, computers count in a different way. The counting starts from 0. Humans start counting from 1. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 items are present. The computers will count it as 0, 1, 2, 3. What is the third item? If we ask a human, he'll say 1, 2, 3, third item, sugar. But computer will say 0, 1, 2, 3, third item, curd. So I guess you understand the difference between the computer's counting and the human counting. It differs by 1. So if you need the second item, you should say 2 minus 1, 1 at the index 1. So indexing, this is what you call as indexing. Index is nothing like a position holder. So this is position 0, position 1, position 2, position 3 according to the computer. So this is how the individual elements can be accessed. Individual elements can be accessed using indices. Index. Using that you can access these elements. Okay. So we had printed it using some way already using the for loop. So using this indexing mechanism can be printed using our range function which we had used in numbers. That is another way of printing the elements of a list, slightly a roundabout way compared to the simpler way we had done earlier. But this is a recap for your range functionality of previous weeks as well. So let us see this way as well of printing each element in the list. Let us see it. For I in range, how many elements are there in our list? 1, 2, 3, 4. So computer, it is 0, 1, 2, 3. Range functionality starts counting from 0. We want to count till 3. So what should be the number given inside? It should be 4. Because this particular number is skipped. When it reaches 4, it will stop counting. So it will not consider 4. So till 3 only it will consider. That's what we too wanted. So we'll say for I in range 4, print, I will say shopping of I. Please observe the square brackets are being used here. Shopping of I. Okay. See, same thing. Bread, coffee, sugar and curd. This is printed. So this is slightly roundabout way. The simpler way is for item in, I need to give a space here. That's why there is a change in color which is not visible. For item in the list name is shopping. Print item. See, we got the same thing. So these are two different ways by which you can print the items of the list one after the other, just like how we write in a piece of paper. So one was you just by using a variable inside a list. Other was using the indices, index. So when will the index be highly useful is if you want to extract only just a few elements. In that case, indices will be highly useful. For example, I had given you another instance like students information, right? In the beginning, I had given you an example of students information. In that case, let us assume that every student has a roll number or ID number, whatever you can say. They are arranged in that order. Based on their ID number, the data has been arranged and stored. So in that case, if you want to extract the details, if you want to extract the name of student whose ID number is 20, you can use this thing like students of 20. So in our here in our list we have 4 items. I want to extract the second item. So for second I should say 2 minus 1, 1. So index is 1. Shopping of 1. This extracts the second item. So in that case as well, student of ID minus 1 or ID. In case if you start counting, if you say in 0th position you have some garbage value, something like that. Name, let us say a heading, name has been, that's how we generally write, right? So let me say name, then you start writing student 1, student 2 and so on. So this is how we generally write, right? So let us assume in this way only our list has stored the items. So at 0th index you will have this thing name, which is sort of a header. So S1, the student whose ID number is 1 will be at index 1. Student at ID number 2 will be at index 2. This is also one way by which you can manage the difference between a computer and a human's counting. Just an idea that I have given. You can try implementing this student information list in any way as you wish. So in that cases, when you want this particular specific element to be accessed, in that case the indexing will come highly handy. Let me say, now given that I had said about indexing, I'll come back to the thing that I had said already. Inserting your items at random positions, that is at a given specified position. See, for example, I remember that I need oil definitely, bread definitely I need. Next priority for me is oil. Coffee may go in a lower priority, that is even if coffee is not available I'll not be that sad, but oil is definitely needed, something like that. Let us assume this is the scenario. So I want bread, oil, coffee, sugar, curd. In this order I want my list to be. So append, as I had shown you already, if you would see, I had used terminology, I had used it, append. So I had used the up arrows, as we had said already. Up arrow is used for history lookup. In case you want to go down, you can use the down arrows as well. Up arrow is for going to the previous commands. If you want to move one down, just assume that it is like a history lookup is nothing but like a ladder. You can climb up and down the ladder to see what you had done in the past. Okay, so I had appended one item, curd. Let me say I wanted shampoo. I append shampoo. So I had appended it. So because of it, I want to print the shopping items. Let me print it. See, shampoo got added at the end. So is this the only way by which we can do? Can we change the ordering? I want it as bread, oil, coffee and so on. I want it to be like this. So how will I insert it? For that we have a command called insert. Let us see it. What this command specifically does is, if you give a position and say insert that item, it will insert the item into that position. So it will shift the other items automatically. See how flexible it is. If you had realized something, if you are using a variables like I1, I2, I3 for different items, and if you want to change the priority, just assume how much of work you have to do. I1, I2 you had made coffee, and you wanted I2 to be oil and I3 to be coffee. If you make I3 equal to coffee, this sugar value will be lost. So you have to move it to the next. So how much of shifting we have to do manually? All this is neatly handled by Python data structure, namely the list. So let us see inserting at a specified position. Let me insert shopping dot insert is the functionality. Insert, you need to give the, see, some help was given, index and object it says. So that nothing but index is nothing but a position, I said, right? So position and position holder, not position exactly as per humans, position holder, that is one less you need to give, and the object whatever you want to insert into your list. Object is the general terminology Python uses. Items, object, items, anything you can see. So this is the method by which you do. You have to give the position first. So I wanted it to be at the second position as per humans. So it must be at index 2 minus 1, that is 1. I need to insert the item. I will say oil. I want to insert oil in this basket. So I had given it. So it would have got inserted. Let us check that as well. So see, it got inserted. Bread, oil, coffee, sugar, curd, shampoo. So this is as per my priority. See how handy Python lists are. There is much more functionalities that are available with this. Let us see them as and when the need comes. Also we will give you a hint on some cool things that we may be using frequently, and as and when the need comes you can check out our videos, we will explain. Also you can check out the Python documentation. There are a lot of functionalities available in this list. Let us see something which we may use frequently. So this list specifically has distinct items. See, bread, oil, coffee, all these are distinct items. But sometimes some lists may have repetitions. For example, consider census data, something like that. You have the list of all ages of people living in a city, something like that. So there will be definitely repetitions, right? You cannot say that if a person is 30 years old is living in the city, no other person of 30 years old should live in that city. Definitely there will be repetition. So in that case, you may be interested in finding how many number of people of a specified age group is present in that city. For that, we have a functionality called count. Let us create the data set, some random data set. So let me say ages is the name of our list. Let me just say 12, 23, 34, 42, 15, 87, 12, 16, 25, 23, 82, 57, 7, 3, 2, 3, 1, 20. Okay, just assume that this is the list of ages of different people. So we had created a list, we have a data. So in this, definitely there are a few repetitions, as you could see. 12 here, somewhere else could also be present. So in that case, I want to see how many people of age 25 live in this city. So how will I do that? I have a functionality called count that is being provided by Python lists. Let us use that. Ages is the name of the list. Dot count is the function. Inside it you need to give what is the value, what is the object, what is the item for which you want to see. I said the age is 25 is what I want to check. So I'll say 25. See, it says 1. So basically in this list, just one time the number 25 occurs. That is, there is one person of age 25 is there in our list. If I would say ages.count of 12, let me say. See, it shows 2 because we have 12 here as well as here. See, so we have twice. What if we give a age which is not present in our list? Say for example, let me say 70. I don't think there is a 70-year-old person in this list. Let me see, it says 0. So it will return 0 when this is the element which you want to check in the list. If you use this functionality, it will take this element, check through the list how many number of times this element is present in the list, and it will return that answer. If it is not present, it will return 0. See how neat it is? This functionality will be useful in some of our upcoming exercises. So that is why I had taken a data set where there will be repetitions. See how many elements are there in this list? I want to know this. Can I manually count it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I am getting very tired. It seems too long. It's looking like Nile River, something like that. I don't feel like I want to count it. Is there a way by which I can ask Python to count and tell me? Of course, yes, there is a way. That's why you could see my tone is not very sorrowful or something like that. I'm joyful because there is a way by which I can count how many number of items are there in this list. This is very handy, especially in case when we have a lot of data items. For example, let us say the student data I said, the list of students. In our online course, see, there are thousands and thousands of students. So manually counting over each name and then saying that okay, these many students are present is really difficult. Checking in our shopping list, I had created a really small shopping list just with 5 items, so it was easier to count. But see, even ages data, the sample just I said it is a city, but this would probably be in a street. This data could probably belong to a street only. If you take the ages of all people in a city, it will be really much longer than this. Even this we cannot manage manually. The real world data may grow really big. In that case, we need to make use of some functionalities of Python to make our lives simpler. So one such functionality helps us find the length of the list. That is what it calls as length. The terminology they use is length. That is how many number of elements are present in this list. You can check that. The way is, you have to say len, that is a functionality, len of the name of the list. See, ages. It says 18. So there are 18 elements in this item. And let us just, if you are growing suspicious sort of, is it really 18? I need to count it. Let us test with something that we know. Shopping list. Shopping list has 5 items, as I have said. 6. Oh, did I add another? Yeah, I had added oil. Yeah, fine. There are 6 items. See, it counts properly. Even I made a mistake. Humans can make mistake, but a computer will not make mistake. So this is a functionality that will come handy in many situations. So please make a note of it. This is how you find the length of the list. So in that way where we can use the range functionality and indexing facility and print the elements in a list. Say for example, let us see. Okay, so I'll look up the history. See, that time I had just 4 items in my list. I had just 4 items in my list. Okay. See, it is printing just 4, but now if I say print shopping, I'll just change it here. I'm not interested to look up further. Print shopping. If I would say print shopping, see, there are more than 4 items. So if you manually want to give a number, it is difficult. So in this case, you want Python to intelligently alter the number as and when your list grows or shrinks. So let us use the length function here. Length of shopping. I need to close it. Okay. See, now you got all the items. So what it does, it will find the length and it will iterate that many number of times. So it will go that many number of steps. So this is the list. The length is 6. So it will go and take this element, this element, this element. In this way, every element will be covered. So by using this length functionality and loops, you can iterate over each item in the list. This is one way. A further simpler way is, as I had said, is for item in shopping. This is really a simpler way because you need not even think about the range, length and all these things. So for each item in shopping, as long as there are items in this list, keep printing. Just as how you give the instruction in English, with some modifications, you can do it in Python. Really an easy way. Okay.